How to build wealth in your teens. When is the appropriate time to start building wealth? If you're smart then, you know that it's never too early. By starting to build wealth in your teens, you can retire way earlier, allowing you to spend the rest of your life doing what you want. In this video, we discuss precisely how you can achieve that. So why exactly would you want to build wealth in your teens anyway? Well, there are a variety of key reasons. The most important thing is to realize that your financial benefactors, be they your parents or guardians, won't be around forever. As such, learning to be financially independent as early as possible is a great decision. Having money at a young age also buys you freedom. Freedom to pursue your own interests and passions. Some teens have the burden of getting good jobs so they can take care of their parents and siblings. However, if you have money on hand to get this done, then there's no pressure, and you can do what you want. In these instances, building wealth doesn't refer to making a couple of bucks to buy the occasional treat. The goal here is to establish attitudes and mindsets, which will give you a steady, relevant source of income for the long term. Okay, so now that that's covered, another important thing to understand is that there are so many avenues of building wealth. No way is more valid than the other. But as a teenager, you will have to overcome certain limiting beliefs you may hold about money. And so, we tackle these points one by one ahead. For one, you need to stop spending so extravagantly. This is one thing that a lot of teens struggle with since they aren't really using their money to get these purchases done. You need to understand that indiscriminate spending isn't a luxury you can afford if you want to create wealth. Always make sure that you earn more than you spend and that you spend only what is left after saving. Another thing you need to learn is the difference between saving and investing. Saving is a habit that financially responsible parents try to beat into their children. But there's a next level to that, which is investing. Saving isn't bad, sure. However, it's very limited. In most cases, the money just sits there, gathering dust. It even loses value due to economic quirks such as inflation. On the other hand, investing is a way to ensure that your money maintains its value. In some ideal cases, the money even balloons in value. Another great habit to pick up as a teenager is budgeting. The value of budgeting cannot possibly be overstated. A lot of teenagers neglect budgeting because they believe that not having a real source of income disqualifies them. However, even if it's pocket money from parents and guardians, this still qualifies as a source of income. This kind of money may not be much. However, learning to manage tiny amounts of money will prepare you for serious cash flow later along the line. Setting financial goals is also a great habit to pick up in your teenage years. You need to have milestones for the amount of money you want to earn by specific ages. By doing so, you will position yourself to avoid falling below the mark. You might even exceed your expectations, as was the case with Bill Gates. Okay, so say you've absorbed all these habits and attitudes. How exactly do you go about building wealth? Well, for one, you can rely extensively on parents and guardians. A lot of parents and guardians simply don't think their teens are serious enough. However, if you can demonstrate to them that you're serious enough about your plans, then they will be all too eager to help you out. They might even give you hefty sums of money to get started in certain investment schemes. Another great thing you could do is to stay educated. Teenagers have a remarkable upper hand when it comes to this. By using social media judiciously, you can learn about market shifts before it even reaches the ears of some key businessmen. Rather than just reposting memes and funny videos, you could be learning so much about how to make money. Another key thing you could do is to monetize your hobbies. If you're really good at something trivial, it could turn out to be a great money-making avenue. Even if you don't have something like that, being a teenager is a prime time to pick up a new hobby. You could learn to draw, paint, write, play an instrument, or something else. And then, one key thing you could do is to get a job. Being a teenager isn't too young. Sure, it might not be the highest-paying job in the world. However, depending on where you're positioned, you could generate essential experience which will make you a more valuable employee in future gigs. Don't be too particular about the type of job you apply to. Just make sure it's in a place you can learn or earn a lot, or both. Your teenage years are meant for self-discovery, and so You do not have to stress yourself by obsessing or worrying about getting rich. Just thinking about it all is a win. Just make sure that you're going at a steady pace. What little you do in your teenage years will go a long way to make you comfortable in adulthood. As such, it's important to stay motivated and make sure you keep your eye on the bigger picture. Coming to the end of this video, we hope you've learned much about how to build wealth in your teens. It's never too early to build wealth, and starting in your teens can be a particularly prudent decision. To learn more, check out other videos on this channel. Until next time, have a great day.